Yeah, very nice. It brings me to a question that I wanted to ask you as well. We've talked about the income distribution. If we look at the wealth distribution, it doesn't seem so clear that the borrowers we should necessarily think of them as being poorer now, because a lot of that borrowing has occurred against inflated or high asset prices. To what extent does that enter the picture?
So at least in our research, one of the things we do in our Saving Blood of the Rich is we try very carefully, and Morris, you've done this with your own research very well, is to very carefully try to think about whether households, say in the bottom 90%, have been saving more, or have they been just experiencing a rise in net worth that's coming purely from asset price inflation. And it turns out in Moritz's work, and we've confirmed it in our work, that it's all the latter, that pretty much any gains in the net worth of households in the bottom 90%, at least in the United States, have come exclusively from inflated asset prices, and especially house prices. That is, especially before the Great Recession. Now, the danger in that, of course, is if asset prices collapse, as house prices did post-2008, households have not been saving anymore. In fact, they've been dissaving. The only reason their net worth appears to be high is because house prices have been going up. And so when the asset price falls, the households are effectively left with nothing, which is what's happened post-2008 in the US. Household net worth for households, especially in the bottom 60, 70% of the distribution, has just been incredibly low. And we think that's a persistent drag on demand. So this model of just relying on asset prices to be higher to generate consumption is a kind of dangerous thing to do, because of course, if those asset prices fall, there's no savings behind those asset prices. And therefore, you can see a big decline in demand, which I think is what we saw after the Great Recession.